What if I told you that Peppa Pig isn't just a cartoon, but a secret reality show directed by the most unexpected villain? Miss Rabbit won the day. Miss Rabbit secretly created the Peppa Pig show. There's a moment in TV land that changes everything. Peppa walks into a studio, says a few lines on camera, and laughs with her family. That same clip shows up at the start of every single episode. The sky and grass we always see are just painted backdrops. The weird part is, that scene wasn't played for fun. It was filmed by Miss Rabbit and then reused hundreds of times. That means what we're watching might not be real life at all. It could be a show inside the show. A secret project Miss Rabbit started that day. Peppa thought she was just playing, but maybe that was the exact moment her whole life became scripted, and she never found out. 2. Everyone's being filmed without knowing it. There's something strange about how Peppa Pig episodes start. The camera always zooms in slowly from outside a house, straight through a window. It's easy to ignore until you think about what that actually means. Who's filming through people's windows? And why does no one notice? This isn't just a cute animation style. It looks more like surveillance, like someone spying. The theory says Miss Rabbit is behind it, filming the town in secret and turning their lives into entertainment. None of the characters ever act like they know they're being watched. That's the creepy part. They're living normal lives while someone, probably wearing a headset and holding a clipboard, is hiding outside their homes with a camera. 3. Miss Rabbit doesn't have 100 jobs. She's just faking it. For years, we thought Miss Rabbit was just busy. She drives buses, flies helicopters, runs shops, fixes teeth, delivers mail, rescues people, sells ice cream, and still finds time to attend local fairs. But let's be honest, that's not multitasking. That's suspicious. The truth is, she isn't doing all those jobs because she's hardworking. She's doing them because she's in charge of the entire show. She's the director, the producer, maybe even the editor. Instead of hiring real workers, she just plays every part herself and hopes no one notices. And guess what? No one does. The townsfolk are too distracted by muddy puddles to question why their nurse is also their train conductor. It's not talent, it's a cover-up. 4. Why Miss Rabbit airs the show everywhere except Peppa's town. You might wonder how no one in Peppa's world knows they're famous. How are they being filmed every day but never realize it? The answer is simple and kind of evil. Miss Rabbit doesn't broadcast the show in their own town. Everyone else in the world gets to watch Peppa and her friends live their lives, but the actual stars of the show, they've never seen a single episode. No reruns, no theme song, no suspicious merch at the local store. It's like the Truman Show with muddy puddles. Miss Rabbit controls the signal. She keeps the truth hidden by making sure the one place that really matters, the town itself, stays in the dark. And so far, it's worked. 5. The Super Potato Show was a test run. Before Peppa became the star, there was Super Potato. His show played the exact same thing every day, at the same time, with the same lines. Sounds boring, right? Not to Miss Rabbit. To her, it was the perfect test. She wanted to see how far repetition could go before people noticed or stopped caring. And it worked. Mummy Pig knew the entire theme song without even trying. She wasn't learning it. She was being programmed. The show wasn't entertainment. It was a brain experiment. Super Potato wasn't the hero. He was the bait. And once Miss Rabbit saw how well it worked, she moved on to something bigger. She gave the same treatment to Peppa, just with better marketing. 6. Miss Rabbit admits the whole plan out loud. Miss Rabbit didn't hide her plan. She said it out loud, in front of everyone. While filming Peppa at the studio, she casually drops the line, "You'll be on TV every day, hundreds and hundreds of times."
You can be on TV every day, hundreds and hundreds of times.
Most people thought she was just being silly, but if you really think about it, that wasn't a joke. That was her full-blown confession. Right there. No mystery, no code. She told Peppa her life would be broadcast daily. And guess what? It was. That episode might have been day 1 of the whole series. Miss Rabbit started filming and never stopped. She didn't even try to be sneaky. She just hoped the others were too distracted by talking vegetables to realize what she'd done. 7. She's a master of psychological manipulation. Miss Rabbit isn't just running cameras, she's running people. In TV land, Mummy Pig starts singing the Super Potato song without even knowing how she learned it. Same thing happens with Mummy Sheep. That's not a memory. That's conditioning. Miss Rabbit understands something most people ignore. If you repeat something enough times on TV, it sticks in your head like glue. And she uses that trick constantly. Songs, catchphrases, routines, it's all part of the setup. She doesn't need scripts or orders. She just plays the same things over and over until the town acts how she wants. It's not magic, it's a mind game. And clearly, it works, because everyone's walking around like everything's fine, while she's the one holding the remote. 8. The queen who rewards Miss Rabbit might be fake. At one point, Miss Rabbit gets a shiny medal from the queen herself. A big honor, right? Well, don't be so sure. There's a theory that the queen wasn't real at all, just another actor hired by Miss Rabbit to make her look important. Think about it. If she's already running a secret TV empire, why wouldn't she fake some royal praise too? It's the perfect PR stunt. One crown, one medal, and suddenly everyone sees her as a national treasure instead of the shady mastermind she really is. In a world where Peppa's life is secretly filmed, it wouldn't be shocking if Buckingham Palace turned out to be just another studio set. Miss Rabbit plays dirty, even with tiaras. 9. Super Potato and Mr. Potato are the same actor. Super Potato and Mr. Potato seem like two different vegetables. One flies, the other just rolls around giving health tips. But in TV land, Super Potato is seen reading a script and testing his voice. Clear proof he's just an actor. That means the cape, the flying, the hero voice, it's all fake. And here's where it gets weird. Mr. Potato and Super Potato might actually be the same guy playing two parts. One veggie, double salary. It's classic TV trickery. The powers, just camera effects. The hero act, total fiction. And guess who's directing all of it? Miss Rabbit. She's not just filming her town, she's building illusions, right down to the produce aisle. The vegetables are in on it. 10. There's a third rabbit sister who works in secret. Everyone knows Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit, but there's one more sister the show never officially explains. She pops up in random places. On the moon, in France, even running a shop next to the Eiffel Tower. Sometimes she says she's not Miss Rabbit, which is suspicious on its own. Why deny it unless she has something to hide? The theory says she's the third rabbit sister, working quietly behind the scenes to keep Miss Rabbit's twisted TV empire running. Maybe she handles the filming. Maybe she's editing the footage. Maybe she's just keeping Peppa from finding out. One thing's clear. This rabbit avoids attention like it's her full-time job, which, let's be honest, it probably is. Someone has to keep the cameras rolling. 11th, a moon shop with no customers. Why? In the Golden Boots episode, Peppa finds a shop on the actual moon. And guess who's behind the counter? Miss Rabbit. Or someone who looks exactly like her. Now think about it. Who opens a store in outer space, where there are 0 customers, no neighbors, and not even oxygen? No one opens a business there unless the business is fake. This shop isn't for selling things. It's a perfect hiding spot. A quiet little outpost to spy on space missions, control cameras, or maybe store footage that can't be traced back to Earth. It's not retail, it's cover-up. The only thing being sold up there is the illusion that Miss Rabbit isn't watching every move, even on the moon. 12th, the Mademoiselle Léon conspiracy. When Peppa visits France, she meets someone who looks exactly like Miss Rabbit, but this one insists her name is Mademoiselle Léon.
You had a job here, Miss Rabbit.
Excusez-moi, I am not this Miss Rabbit. I am Mademoiselle Lapin.
Seems innocent until you realize Léon literally means rabbit in French. So either this is the biggest coincidence in cartoon history, or Miss Rabbit just gave herself a French stage name and hoped no one would notice. The ears are the same, the voice is the same, the job-hopping habit still there. This isn't a different character. It's the same rabbit, working undercover. Maybe she's keeping an eye on international Peppa fans, or running the French branch of her secret show. Whatever the reason, one thing's clear. Miss Rabbit has gone global, and she's not using passports, just aliases. 13. There's a Miss Rabbit in every city. Why? When Peppa travels to America, she bumps into a Miss Rabbit at the airport, then another driving a taxi, then one flying a helicopter. At this point, even Peppa's confused, and she's told something wild. There's a Miss Rabbit in every city. Every single one. That's not a fun fact, that's a red flag. Either Miss Rabbit has a secret army of identical sisters, or she's cloning herself to keep the show running worldwide. It makes sense. If she's running a hidden TV empire, she'd need someone in every location to film, manage, and spy. Whether it's sisters, clones, or time travel, we may never know. But one thing's certain, wherever Peppa goes, Miss Rabbit is already there with camera. 14. Why Miss Rabbit's jobs are a cover. Miss Rabbit seems like the busiest creature in the world. One minute, she's flying a rescue helicopter. The next, she's scanning carrots at the grocery store. It looks like dedication, but it might be something else entirely. Her endless list of jobs isn't about helping the town, it's about hiding in plain sight. By showing up everywhere, she makes sure no one ever questions what she's really doing. It's a classic misdirection. While everyone's impressed with her hard work, she's actually running the show behind the scenes. Literally, the cameras, the editing, the broadcast, all under her control. The townsfolk think she's overworked, but in reality, she's over-involved and no one suspects a thing because she never stops moving. 15. The pirate connection to Grandpa Pig. There's a theory that flips everything upside down. What if Peppa's not being filmed just for fun, but because her grandpa used to be a pirate? It sounds ridiculous until you see that painting with Pirate Redbeard and a parrot that looks a lot like Grandpa Pig's. That's not just some random bird art. That's a clue. Some believe the third rabbit sister is secretly following the family, trying to dig up Grandpa Pig's buried secrets. Literally, if he used to sail the seas and do things he'd rather not talk about, maybe the whole show is a sneaky way to uncover the truth. Peppa thinks she's jumping in muddy puddles. She might actually be walking through evidence. 16. Why Peppa's intros never change. Have you noticed Peppa's intro never changes? Same lines, same background, same laughter. That's not just lazy animation, it's a sign. The theory says Miss Rabbit filmed that intro the very first day Peppa visited the studio, then used it for every episode that followed. It means Peppa's been trapped in the same loop for years without realizing it. The happy little intro isn't a cute way to start the show. It's a frozen moment, repeated so the audience forgets it's fake. Miss Rabbit didn't just record Peppa. She pressed play and never hit stop. That intro is her signature. And it's permanent. 17. Narrator as a studio employee. That friendly voice guiding us through every episode? He might not be some magical storyteller floating in the clouds. He could just be a regular guy with a microphone, working directly for Miss Rabbit. If the theory is true, the narrator isn't telling a story, he's reading a script written by the very person filming the town in secret. That turns Peppa Pig into something way weirder. It's not just a cartoon, it's a show within a show, carefully edited and voiced by people the characters don't even know exist. While Peppa plays with muddy puddles, some guy in a sound booth is casually narrating her life like it's all part of a documentary. Miss Rabbit runs the cameras and he delivers the lines. 18. Why Miss Rabbit knows every skill. Miss Rabbit seems to know how to do everything. She flies planes, runs a fire station, repairs cars, and even works in a hospital. But let's be real, nobody has that many skills unless they're either a genius or a liar. And Miss Rabbit? She's not studying, she's performing. The theory says she's not really trained in anything. She just acts the part while the cameras roll, knowing the townsfolk won't question her. Why would they? She's on every screen, in every job, smiling like it's normal, but it's not. It's a production, and she's playing roles like a seasoned actress in a never-ending episode. The truth? She's not qualified. She's just convincing enough to get away with it on camera. 19. Miss Rabbit in Italy. Missing? During Peppa's trip to Italy, something feels off. Miss Rabbit flies the plane there, as usual. But once they arrive, there's no local Miss Rabbit waiting at the airport, driving a taxi, or running a gelato cart. That breaks her own logic. She once said there's a version of her in every city. So, where's the Italian one? The most likely answer is simple. The Italy Rabbit couldn't show up because the real Miss Rabbit was too busy flying the plane herself. This slip-up basically confirms it. There's more than one of her, but even the Great Rabbit Network has scheduling issues. Turns out, when you build a global empire of clones or secret sisters, even they can't all be in Rome at once. 20. Grandpa Rabbit's age explains everything. At first glance, Grandpa Rabbit just seems like a loud old man who lives in a lighthouse and yells a lot. But in one episode, he drops a bomb. He's over 100 years old. Now, here's where it gets weird. Real rabbits can have 50 babies a year. If even a fraction of that's true in Peppa's world, then Grandpa Rabbit could easily have dozens of daughters. That means Miss Rabbit and Mummy Rabbit might not be the only ones. A whole secret network of rabbit sisters could exist, scattered across the world, running jobs, watching Peppa, and keeping the show alive. Grandpa didn't just raise rabbits. He might have built the entire rabbit-powered media empire without even realizing it. And that's the truth behind Miss Rabbit's suspicious little empire. still think she's just a helpful bunny with a good work ethic? Or could she be running the biggest cartoon cover-up ever? What if your favorite kids show was actually a hidden reality show all along? Drop your theory in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. This rabbit hole only goes deeper.